Good morning, Chair Davis, Vice Chair Duncan, Superintendent Truitt, Lieutenant Governor, Treasurer Falwell, and respective members of the Board of Education, both those in person and online. Our 2 days of planning and work session time have been rich as we have dug deep into the role of the board in creating public school systems that serve each and every scholar in our great state. As we kick off our formal May board meeting this morning, it is only right and proper that we consider ourselves and center our work through the voice and the lens of students. And so I have the great privilege and high honor this morning of introducing one of our very own from Edgecombe County Public Schools and Edgecombe Early College High School, Mr. Abdur Ibn Gant. It is not my place to front load Abdur's message to you, nor to provide context for what he is about to say. His lived experiences in and out of school will speak for themselves. What I will say is that I love this guy. My wife and my 2 daughters love him. His school family and blood family back in Edgecombe love him. And his remarks today are being recorded so that we can share them with our entire student body when we get back home later today. For 5 years, there's been a sort of role reversal in my relationship with Abdur. I think I have learned as much from him, probably more so than he from me. The student has truly become the master. And yesterday, when Ben and Adam challenged us to empathize and to define before we ideate, I remembered Abdur. I immediately thought of him and the message he is bringing us today. I also thought of that excerpt of the state constitution that's on the wall behind Chair Davis and Superintendent Truitt today. The one that reminds us of the right to the privilege of a sound basic education for each and every scholar in our great state. One at a time, 1.5 million scholars. And with that, I present to you Abdur Ibn Gant.
Good morning, Chair Davis, Vice Chair Duncan, Lieutenant Governor Robertson, Treasurer Falwell, Superintendent Truitt, and respective members of the board. My name is Abdur Ibn Gant, and I am a proud member of the graduating class of 2021 from Edgecombe Early College High School. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today about my journey in public education. I come to you today to share my story, my perspective, and my voice. Let me tell you about my dad. My dad was not the type of guy to give up easily, which is why the SWAT team had to break down our front door to make his arrest. The man was a walking contradiction, respected by our Philadelphia community, but abusive behind closed doors. No wonder our family could not find anyone in the neighborhood to help us when we needed it. But my dad underestimated how strong my mom could be. Mom was tired of his lies, cheating, and abuse. She had power too. Mom decided to leave before things got too bad and before the kids got too old. But things went from bad to worse too quickly. A car chase, attempted murder, the SWAT team arriving. Their battering rams left marks on our front door. I was 6 months old when my mom, Shirley, escaped with our family to North Carolina. Mom was always transparent with us about why our dad was not around. It was heavy for me as a child to know that my dad tried to kill my mom. Looking back, I realized how much it bothered me and also shaped me. I felt the need to be everything that dad wasn't. Good, honest, strong, powerful, grounded. I refused to be broken by a bad situation, but it was not easy. We were in a new place, strange schools, no support network, all on our own. Sometimes things were dark, but I learned to see in the dark. We moved around, lived in a homeless shelter for 2 months, weathered a couple 500-year floods, finally put down roots in Mid-Lakes State Trailer Park in Tarboro, I attended 7 different schools in just 9 years. Then a Chinese tire company bought our whole neighborhood, including the trailer park, to build a factory, so we moved again. Let me be real honest with you for a minute. I was a good kid at elementary school. I tried hard, I wanted to be there. I was curious, I liked learning. But life hit me hard in middle school. I had spent a lot of my time in school and out of school suspension. I had anger building aside without an outlet, and it led to me expressing myself in negative ways. I just didn't care anymore. Our family had just moved into a homeless shelter, and no one at school seemed to get me. Later on, I learned the word for all of this: trauma. Both of my siblings dropped out of high school. Mom worked 2 jobs, still does. The trailer rocked when the wind blew, but our family had a code. I was going to make it. I will be the one. I feel that pressure every day. The first to graduate high school, the first to go to college, the first to start a new path in life. It's like a hand on my back all the time. It's been tough to trailblaze a new path while watching the people I grew up with go different ways. Here's what people don't get about opportunities. If you can't access them, they are no good to you. At Edgecombe Early College, when I was a sophomore, we started building time during the regular school day for our clubs to meet because we realized that holding them after school didn't work for kids who rode the bus home. We wanted to make sure everyone had access to clubs, not just those who could provide their own transportation. We had to change our system. And this is another thing that people don't quite get about opportunities. It's not just enough for them to exist. Students need to see how they fit in, where they belong. See where they fit in, where they belong, and why an opportunity should matter to them. Kids need to have a reason to want that opportunity, to feel it, to be motivated to take a risk, to try something new, to stretch themselves. As the only black male in my graduating class, I have been willing to take the road less traveled, while everyone else who looked like me went to a traditional high school or dropped out of school. My people at Edgecombe Early College have shown me a degree of love and support that I have never felt before. I do see myself in my school. They have worked hard to make sure I could access the opportunities available to me, like the solar panel class I took on the weekends, just as an example. See, the playing field is not always level in the real world, but in school, the playing field should be level for every single student, period. My school family helped me become my full self. I discovered I am very good at math and now plan to be an engineer. In high school, I have had opportunity and access to do the things I love, such as construction, working with technology such as 3D printers and solar panels, and visiting local manufacturing plants such as Cummins Diesel Engine Plant and LS Cable. Along the way, I also discovered an interest in learning more about my past, which led me to contacting my siblings on my dad's side after 18 years. I have lived our school motto: be yourself, leave completely changed. There are now 16 black males at our school coming up behind me. They count on me to lead the way. I am graduating this month with my high school diploma, an Associate of Science degree, a certificate in facility maintenance, OSHA 10 and 30 certifications, and a solar energy installation certificate. I have earned $58,000 in scholarships so far, including the Horatio Alger Scholarship, the Mary Fairview Howard Scholarship, and the McBride Scholarship. This summer, I am completing a paid internship at Corning's Edgecombe County facility, which was built right across the street from where I used to live. In August, I'll be attending NC A&T to become an Aggie engineer. I know myself. I have a vision for my future. I am ready for what comes next. And this is what we owe each and every scholar in our NC public schools. As proud as I am of my accomplishments, I should not be the exception. I should be the norm. The marks from the SWAT team are still on the front door of my old family house in Philadelphia. I'm ready to put my own marks on the door of opportunity. And not just put marks on it, but I'm ready to push it wide open. Thank you.